So, I think a lot of people from the last fight with Dave Allen forget how close it was. What was your opinion on the decision?
I watched it back with my team. I won rounds 1 to 4 comfortably. Got dropped in the 5th, but then I won round 6 and 10 in my opinion. 9 was a close round, and then 5, 7 and 8 went to Dave. 9 as well, just to be on the safe side, give to him as well. But I've done enough numerically to win the fight.
Does it maybe hurt your pride in a sense when people were accusing Dave of being robbed and stuff like that?
It doesn't hurt your pride because you're a fucking idiot if you think he's been robbed. His own team even said it's a close fight. Could you argue one round the other way? Yes. Could you argue a draw? Yes. But you start saying robbery and you're equating that to like other terrible decisions we've seen in the past. You're a fucking idiot.
And you bang on right there. It was a close fight. You can't accuse that. And the public, I think, always like to jump on a close decision. They like to use it as an excuse.
I think the thing in life is people are ready to stick the knife in at every point. If you try and do something a little bit up there, above and beyond what you would normally do, yeah, it's great when it's all going well. But I always knew the times when it gets a bit difficult, people waiting to jump on you and stab you in the back. So you've got to be ready for that in life.
How much of you bang on right? Anything in life, they're with you on the way up, but they're just waiting for that opportunity.
If you buy a house before someone, if you buy a nice new car, if you get a post on Instagram that gets more likes than someone else, people are fucking toxic. And there's good and bad in every person. But sometimes the bad can be better than the good, and you've got to watch out for them people.
I just wanted to speak about your preparations for that fight. How was it? How did it go in camp? Were you at 100%?
It was very good. It was a great camp. The only problem with that camp is there were so many camps before it and fights didn't happen. I was meant to fight in Manchester, that got cancelled. Then it was Sheffield, a month later that got cancelled. Then it was my own fight, that got cancelled. I tore my bicep. And then as I'm coming out of rehab, they give me the opportunity to fight on this card, which is unbelievable. I couldn't turn it down. And don't get me wrong, I was fit. I was ready. If I weren't fit, I wouldn't have made the 10 rounds. But preparation-wise in the build-up to that camp, it could have been nice to have a few weeks off here and there because your body can only do high intense training for so long, you know.
A lot of people doubted Dave going into that fight. They doubted the condition because of what we've seen in the past against Fraser Clark. What Dave were you expecting in the first fight?
The best version, and we got the best version of Dave there. And the question marks arise: will he be able to get himself up for that again in that way? He spoke about a bit to my friends and family after, and other people in the media about that being his redemption fight after the quitting of Fraser Clark, basically. And he wanted to make amends for that, and he definitely has. He gave us a great fight, but it's my job to not let it be as close as that this time.
Do you think, in a way, that maybe that was his chance, and he now this is your...
From round 5, I got smashed on the head. I had a blood clot in my ear from round 2 when he caught me there. I remember it clear as day. I didn't know what it was at the time, but a shot there when I went to touch his glove and he swung one over the top. You're never going to have a better chance to get me out of there. If I had someone in that position, you know what I would have done to him. So he's got to hope and pray that happens again and another miracle happens, because it's not going to happen again.
I remember the first time I was dropped in a fight, and I was a bit shocked, kind of didn't really know what happened. How happy are you with your reaction to being dropped?
Well, it was quite early in the round. I think it was 2 minutes 40 of the round, and it's a long time to survive. And I was fucking happy with how I'd done it when I watched it back, especially after you hear all the comments and then you watch it back and then you actually win the second half of the round and you start absolutely bludgeoning back. And that's how you want to respond, and that's what you dream of being able to do as a fighter, to have the heart and the bollocks to fucking go out there on your shield. So I'm willing to go in that ring and leave it all there. So he knows that this time as well.
Was it nice to show people, because maybe sometimes people look, oh, he's got to the position because of the ticket selling, that you have got a set of balls on you as well?
It's nice to show people, in the words of Eddie, I've got a set of bollocks on me. But I always knew that. You don't want to have to show that all the time because it's draining. You've got a health bar in boxing and you've only got so long until that health bar runs out, especially as a heavyweight. So it's good to show it though, because before that year I'd only had 2 fights and they hadn't even gone 2 rounds. They're both under a round. One was 20 seconds. So to get it done like that was good.
I remember when I had my first little ding-dong, like a proper tear-up. Psychologically, I felt going into my next one, I was a little bit more defensive Do you think there'll be an art of, I'm going to box this time, rather than get stuck in as much?
Definitely threw a lot of shots. Probably went out. Could have won them 4 rounds a lot more comfortably than I did without throwing as much leather. But I always lend myself to throwing them hands. It's exciting. It's what I want to do. And who knows how I'm going to turn up? I might do the same thing.
You obviously had a limited amateur background, and some people, I guess, forget that you are almost learning on the job still. Like an elite amateur probably doesn't really become elite until 40, 50 fights. So you are learning under the bright lights. You are going to make mistakes.
Yeah, that was my 23rd fight, amateur and pro. I had 10 fights as an amateur. About 6 of them didn't go past a minute, so I'm learning as I go. But who gives a fuck? Who cares? I'm in it now, he's in it, and I've got to do the job, regardless of whether I had 10 fights or 100 fights.
Was there an opportunity to take another fight, or was it always we're going straight back in?
Always chance to take another fight, especially I'm blessed with a great fan base. I'm exciting to watch, so people will tune in and watch me no matter what. But I thought this was the right fight to do, and I want to do it better than I've already done it. You know, I think I can make a better go of it than I've already done.
And I think that says a lot about you as well. How that after a fight like that, a lot of fighters normally have a little run out and then they go back in to kind of show the developments. But you're confident in your own abilities that you can go straight in there and get the win.
I'm going to do it better this time. Don't worry about that.
Do you think there's an opportunity to stop Dave Allen?
Yeah, there's always opportunity when you're a heavyweight. There's an opportunity for him to stop me. There's an opportunity for any heavyweight to stop anyone. But when I fought Babbage, I know it's a different fight, but when you've got someone saying they're going to do this to you, do that to you, and their nastiness, Dave was good at sort of disarming me in that way. And I'm not going to be disarmed this time. I was too nice. I was touching his glove in the fight. I was breaking when he said break, for fuck's sake. When he said break. I'm not going to, when he starts talking to the ref this time, it ain't going to be the same as me. I'm going to step off and be a gentleman, because you can't be a gentleman in boxing in the ring. You can be in the way you conduct yourself outside the ring and before the fight, but in the fight, it's a dog fight.
Again, that's a lesson. I did a very similar thing in amateur when we were the top person, gave him too much respect. Do you think, how do you maybe get up for it this a little bit more? How do you get that venom when you're going in there with somebody, a nice guy like Dave Allen?
Just remember, it's not about him being a nice guy. He's trying to take my head off, so I sort of let that get on top of me a little bit, letting him, oh, he's a nice fella, good man, because I am a fan of his. I was a fan of his growing up, but he's a man in my way and he's stopping me from giving my family a better life.
There was a line he said at the press conference, which I suppose it fits well with what you're saying. He said, if my kids grow up to be half the man Johnny Fisher is, I'll be a happy man. Do you think he was trying to maybe play in your head just to trying to get you to not to be that kind of spiteful version of yourself?
I think he meant it. He's a genuine man in that sense, but yeah, of course he's trying to butter me up at the same time. But I'm not going to be buttered this time. I'm butter free. Yeah.
Can't believe it's not butter.
It's not butter. I like the way you say butter.
So Fabio Wardley looks like he's fighting Pulev, so he'll surely be vacating his British title. Is there any discussions that could maybe be on the line here?
Mate, if you get the British title, fucking hell. Eddie, work his magic and get us the British title. Or the English title might be available. Who knows? But as long as I win, whatever belt it's for, that's not the important thing. But the British title, I do hold a special place in my heart if I could win that one day.
Again, yeah, this is more a personal victory now, would you say?
It's not, it's just victory, it's just winning. Winning is the only thing that matters. If you lose, you lose. As long as you lose with grace and you lose with dignity and honour, that's important. But winning keeps the momentum going. That's what we've got to keep doing.
We all know victory push you on. Has there ever been a thought in your mind where a defeat might leave you?
Don't ever think about defeat. But if defeat happens, you assess and you go again. It's not the end. Defeat shouldn't be... That's what stops us from seeing the big fights in boxing. People are too scared of getting beat. It's not about that. If you put up a good performance, your stock can actually rise. And I never think about losing. I always want to win. I'm a winner. But you have to lose with grace and elegance as well. And there's always a route back, no matter what.
Johnny Fisher, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Cheers.